So I'm about to tell you something that lens companies do not want you to know. I've kind of taken it for advantage because I kind of assume that everybody knows this, but beginning photographers, there's a lot of information that you just wouldn't know unless somebody sat down and told you. Lenses that you purchase for your camera, even if it's the same exact model number with the same exact parts, gaskets and housings and all these other things, those lenses are going to perform differently. They are not the same because we're talking about glass, which is an imperfect material. So if you're spending thousands of dollars on a lens, you should absolutely, positively be testing it as soon as you pull it out of the box. Now, because most people don't know this, they just order a lens and they start shooting with it and they're enjoying it, and I understand and I get all that, but because there is variation between lenses, you might get a bad copy and not even know it until maybe a couple years later, and you're starting to look and notice these little details. If you're looking at cameras like the 90D or the 5D SR, or very high resolution cameras, it really pays to understand an MTF chart and to understand whether or not there is enough resolving power in the lens for the sensor that you're shooting. If you are a pure beginner, and you're investing a lot of money into a lens, what I would highly recommend that you do is take a picture of something flat that has a lot of high contrast, fine detail subject matter in it. I typically like to do this on a brick wall just outside my house. You can do it with a newspaper. It's just important that it's flat and you can see from edge to edge. Put it on a tripod, get your sensor as parallel as possible to that subject, and shoot it at f2.8, f4, f8, and you should see the lens getting sharper and sharper. You should be able to look in the frame and see if it matches up to your expectations in the MTF chart. I also take a look at power lines because I can get some high contrast. I'm looking for chromatic aberration, which is a color fringing. I look at bowing and distortion on wide angle lenses. So if you see a lens that is poorly performing, you should return the lens and buy another copy. This is a lot of information to kind of throw on you, but all I'm trying to make you aware of is that individual lens models from copy to copy are absolutely different. Even in different parts of the frame, you can sometimes see different sharpness. And if you get a bad copy, I would say return it right away. Sometimes I write down the serial number and then I purchase another one until I get the copy that I'm going to be living with for the next 10 years. So in any event, that is your tip for the day. If you're buying a new lens, be very careful to test it, compare it to the MTF charts, and make sure that you get a good copy. In any event, if you enjoy this kind of content, I hope I've earned your subscription. Hit that notification bell. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.